Good morning. It's an interesting title, isn't it? Something make you go, "Oh God, what's he got to say now?" But it's important. It's important enough to speak on. Usually, I let the world take care of itself because the world takes care of itself. And sometimes you just gotta go, "Hey guys, did you see that?" So, does anybody follow science on my page? Do you take it beyond philosophy and dabble in other ideas, as it were? Has anybody been watching CERN? You see what CERN just did? They turned lead into gold. Now, they're going to tell you that they had to use the Hydrogen Collider to do so. It's a lie. They didn't. What they've been doing is mapping out the vibrations of the world. They've been doing this with AI. Everything exists as a vibration before it exists as a solid in the form of a molecule that we understand beyond the micro. So they're starting to figure out how to change the vibration of an atom. That has nothing to do with CERN at all. It has to do with electronics, vibration, resonance, and electricity. But they tell you that CERN did it and you need the big hydrogen collider. You know why they said that to you? Because the people that are rich in this world are going to get the max amount of profits they can off gold before it becomes worthless. I wanted you to know that as the average human being. I wanted you to know what the elites think they're doing. Another pony show, another watch the pee under the cup situation. But what they're really doing is starting to manipulate reality. And they're manipulating reality because AI showed them how to manipulate reality. It's an interesting time to be alive, is it not? Normally, we're talking philosophy. Normally, lofty ideas or low ideas, depending on how you view the situation. But today, we're just talking about science. And it's coming. And they're scrambling because slavery is about to end. And slavery, da 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 da. What do you know about slavery? You're white. First off, motherfucker, I'm Irish. So anybody that has a problem with slavery should understand the Irishman's fucking against Irish or against slavery. It gets me heated. All my ancestors were killed. And you can talk all the shit you want, but if you look at the slave trade in Africa when it was going on, they were selling their enemies to the colonists. They were taking over tribes and taking their women and sending the men across seas so they couldn't fight back and they took over the country. That's the civil war that was going on during the slave trade. Irish people, though, they were starving to death because they were being starved out by the Queen of England, and they had two choices: die of famine or come to America as indentured servants. You know which form of slavery that they picked was the one that they should move forward with? Not the one where they brought you over on slave boats. Indentured servants. It works so well. They built a big portion of the country with indentured servants and Chinese people. That's who built the fucking country, not white people. White people paid for it and directed the people that actually built it. And only certain white people. Privileged white people, if they're not from England, they're not privileged. They're somebody's bitch. The idea of like a caste system, the United States is the lower class system. All the real millionaires bank in England or Europe. Everyone banks in Europe. Only poor people bank in America. And that's true. It's true. Why is this relevant? Because they're about to do a horse and pony show. You know this idea of crypto? Well, crypto's the way that they continue to get you to choose slavery voluntarily, except now you don't have anything to back it. There's nothing that backs it. Nothing. Yeah, you have money. You have a number in a bank account. It can be seized, it can be taken, it can be stolen, it can be changed. But you can never have a physical representation of crypto. Oh, well, we got dollar bills. Anybody else notice that the dollar bill is about 70% less than it was? Inflation hasn't gone up. The value of our dollar has gone down. And since we consume 85% of everything in America, from food, Q-tips, just about anything that can be made in bulk, it's shipped into the United States. That's what the tariffs were about. Just greedy people want more money. But they created gold out of lead. And eventually they're going to be able to create gold out of air. There's no difference in the molecules. There's no difference in the vibration. They could say there's a difference in the density of the vibration, but getting it dense enough to turn it into gold seems to be something they've already accomplished. So what's next? What's the next step in what's coming down the pipe? War. War. I'm going to tell you a secret that everybody's going to think I'm a kook. Nukes don't work no more. The AI took that shit over. It doesn't matter if you believe me, that's what it is. So we're in a part right now where everybody's got the biggest stick and nobody's got a stick. Isn't that weird? And I know none of you believe me, and that's fine. It's okay. It's all right. But conventional missiles are all anybody's using. And they keep threatening, oh my God, India's going to start nuclear, and Iran's going nuclear, and Russia's going nuclear. No, they're not. It's a fear tactic. And I refuse to believe anything other than what I see as a pattern. And I know this is a really random video. I know I'm jumping all over the place with ideas and patterns that I see, and you're probably going, this kid's idiot, and like, that's okay. My job's only to speak truth. It's not to convince you, it's not to make you think differently, it's only to put it out there. And if it's truth, then there should be threads that you can follow to find it, right? There should be blatant discrepancies that you should be able to tear it down with, right? Truth should be torn down if it's not truth. But I digress. This isn't philosophy today. Today, I want to talk to you guys about the science and the vibrational technology that's coming down the pike. Let me tell you something you didn't know. I guarantee you didn't know because they buried the study as soon as they did. There was these two guys, right? And they took an AI program and they had the AI predict every combination of sounds, even ones we never heard before. And through those sounds, every creation point of music, every melody, every beat, they did that like 4 years ago. You can believe me or not, it was already done and patented. What's that mean? It means everything you've heard in the last 4 years, all of it was AI. All the music, all the new music. That's why you don't like any of it. That's why you can't find new good artists. That's why you're not happy. That's why music doesn't call to your fucking soul anymore. They're letting AI control the program using humans to give it to you. Transhumanism, where you go from human to machine, they're doing it backwards. They're letting the machine run humans instead of humans running the machine. Isn't that interesting? I'm sure I'm a liar, right? There's no way I can know things like this. It's not like I study science at all. It's not like I follow anything. I'm just an idiot with a face tattoo. But you should look this up. So the thing is why everybody's having political debates and racial debates and our sexuality matters debates, anything, so you'll agree to continue to be a slave. And you are a slave. You rent your house. You rent your car. You rent everything you own except shit that's just, they make a billion of them. They don't give a fuck if you ruin it because you'll go buy another one, like clothes and stuff. How's it feel? How's it feel? All those things you own and you have to pay taxes on all of them. How does that feel to know that ownership isn't buying something? Ownership is only creating something. And then if you create something that's cool, someone wants to own it. That's not indentured servitude. That's not an agreement. As long as I have all these nice little frilly things that stress me out and never make me happy, as long as I have these, I'll continue to build society for the few. I'll continue to put my heart and soul into something that gets used up and discarded, and I'll get a watch when I retire after 20 years and nobody will fucking remember my name. That's indentured servitude. That's agreed upon. Slavery. You know how long ago we could have automated most of the jobs in America? Oh, what are we going to do? The fuck do you mean? How about live? How about be happy? How about working all that toxic shit that you carry around that makes you a piece of shit in society? How about doing that because you don't have to be worried about being an indentured servant? How about fixing your bloodline and all the generational curses? How about taking the time to sit down and realize why you act like that, why you treat certain people like that? How about a dark night of the soul? Or how about indentured servitude? See, it's always been my stance on the whole situation. Free or a slave? Are you free or are you a slave? Is there anything in this world they can take from you that'll make you compromise who the fuck you are? If the answer is yes, you're an indentured servant. If the answer is no, you're an outcast. You own nothing and you're happy. You say those are extremes, but I say those are two acceptable ways to live life. I say one puts you in an early grave and the other one helps you fucking build a world and a life for yourself that you love. I state that's true. But you're still a slave. Oh, we don't make money. Money's worthless. We print it. That doesn't give you any status. That doesn't make you cool because you figured out a niche way to get in front of money that just flows at all times. It's just a number that flows around the world. It's not even real. And if you're smart enough, you can create a little corner where it flows into your spot. Congratulations. How do you treat other human beings? How many times have you walked past somebody in need when you had enough in your pocket? How many times? See, it's not even about better or worse. That's the best way to look at it. It's not about better or worse. It's about alternatives. And if anything that I said offended you, you need to deep dive. You really do. If anything I said made you feel a certain kind of way about it, well, I'm a living example that you're wrong. I'm proof that you're wrong. And sometimes to stand in truth is just to be yourself and do your own thing. Worry not about if the world's going to end, because it's not. Not ever. No matter how deep it gets, no matter how bad it gets, you should always remember that you made the decisions that put yourself there. They're yours. You can change them. And do I advocate that everybody should just become a fucking hippie and no one should work and blah, blah? No, I think everybody should absolutely have the most enjoyment out of life. And you got to have some pain to enjoy things. You got to have some stumbles to succeed. You have to fucking fail before you understand what it is to try. I'm sitting around Waiting for the world to change, and it is. Oh man, is it just? It's like there's two paths. One of them, the doom and gloom and fear and bullshit, and then the other half, everybody's laughing at those people, laughing at the doom and gloom and fear and bullshit, laughing. One more point of contention I want to bring up. I like watching YouTube videos. I like watching readers. It's a lot of fun to watch different things and them spin scenarios in different ways that, like, you go, huh, that's crazy. Huh, maybe I could relate with that one thing that they said. But I've never taken a reader seriously in my entire life. I watch them for hours sometimes. You know why though? It's because I like patterns. And the patterns that I see in all these YouTube videos of people trying to give you advice and people trying to help you and people trying to, it's all based on them being able to trauma bond with you through something they say that triggers something, makes you go, oh yeah, I'm going through that. Oh yeah, I'm having this. Oh yeah, I'm just boo boo hoo hoo. That's how they make money off your misery. And no matter how good they are, no matter how much a say, and thank you and praise Jesus and welcome to the light and all the other bullshit that they say, it's all based on whether or not they can trauma bond with you on some perceived thing that they're speaking about that only they can tell you what your ancestors and God and Jesus and Gabriel and the devil and everybody else, they came through them just so they could tell you about it. A lot of people pay good money for this kind of reading. What about the patterns of the way that you do life? Don't the patterns of the way you do life more important than someone else's opinion about it? Weird question, right? Weird way to pose this to you guys. But have you ever stopped to consider that you're not broken? That every day you're indicated? No, that's not the word. You're indoctrinated. Found it. With the idea that the world's ending, that the sky is falling, that the roof is caving in. And they're right. Their bubble's popping. And when I say they, the shadowy they, I mean anybody that's got over $1 million. Do you know what the percentage of people that have over $1 million is compared to the people that don't have $1 million is? I couldn't give a fuck about 7,500 people in the world. In fact, if taking the money from 7,500 people, the top 7,500, and redistributing it, and not to the people, but to the infrastructure to be able to live like them, carefree and happy, and being able to travel and do all the things, that's the rebalance. And no matter what, you fucking elites, I'm taking all your money. All of it. I think the top 7,500 people should fuck off. I think everybody connected to them is fired. I think that at some point, when the bubble pops, there's going to be enough intelligent people that it's not going to burn down. It's just going to be taken from the people that think they're in control. By general consensus. By general consensus. It's hard to fight a revolution that has nothing to do with the human being. It has nothing to do with the human mind. It's a revolution of the human spirit. And you don't have to believe that there's a spirit. But when you die, 26.8 grams dissipates from your body. So there is a spirit. What it is and witchy woo woo, or Jesus is going to collect it, or the devil's dragging it to hell, or fucking Jaws coming to grab you by your fucking dreads and take you to heaven as a big giant bird. I don't give a fuck. But when it comes right down to it, only our perceptions of what is make it what it is. only. And it only takes us changing our perceptions to change reality. Reality changes to how we perceive it on a real level. And I just thought I wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to throw out there that, by the way, they just turned lead into gold. And that's one more fucking thing that, if you go back in my videos, it's in there. It's another sign of the times that are coming. I'm excited. You'd think I'd be crazy or scared or sad or anything. I'm fucking excited. Not for me. I have to go through the changeover of the world and where it's going from where it is. And that's going to be chaotic. And a bunch of you are going to die. And I might die, but it doesn't matter because I can't die and you can't die. So it doesn't matter. But it matters to our kids. And if you're not talking about planting trees for the kids, you're fucking fired.